Welcome everybody. Y'all ready for this? The Hustle. My name is Steve Aramopoulos, and these are my co-hosts.
I'm Talia.
And I'm Tech Luciano. You may have heard me on radio, you may have never heard of me at all, but that's okay.
Cause y'all gon' learn today. Your whole life was a struggle, had to make it out the jungle. This is a show for you. Welcome to the hustle. Under pressure, never break a fold. Keep chasing your goals until you blow. Now, welcome to the hustle.
Welcome everybody. We're back to another episode of the Hustle Podcast. And we got a very special guest in the building. We got an entrepreneur, a real entrepreneur, hustler, a guy that's making that money doing his real estate game. Thierry Joubert.
That is correct.
Did I pronounce it correctly?
You did.
Fucking wow, I got it. One shot. Perfect. We don't have Talia here in the building today.
Nope.
I think she's picking more pumpkins from last time. I'm not sure.
Could be.
Could be. So Thierry, how's it going, man?
It's doing good. Thanks a lot for having me on this episode. I love the place. I love the energy.
Thank you, bro.
And I love the hustle.
Perfect.
So that's
Go.
why I
Let's
guess
go.
I'm here.
You got to grab a couple of chips, throw them in the middle.
Oh, yeah. Grab some chips and throw them in the middle.
Raise the stakes. Raise the stakes a little bit.
All right. Let's go. Let's play.
There you go.
So I think it's safe to say that you're doing a lot in the city. Your girlfriend actually spoke to me and told me all the great stuff that you're doing. You're doing a lot of real estate. You're planning on opening up a school of some sort. So let's talk about all those things.
All right. So basically, I do, yes, a lot of stuff. I believe in extra work and hustle.
Mm-hmm.
So I started as a young boy thinking I would be poor all my life because I was raised from a single mother. And once I realized that we can create the life that we want, I started putting the work and asking myself, well, if you want to run, you need to be besides people that are running. You cannot stay besides fishes.
I like that.
Fish only can swim. So I started by saying to myself, my passion was basketball. So I wanted to be able to give back basketball to kids. So I said to me, well, let's become a teacher. So I studied to be a teacher, but to realize that I was exchanging my time for money and exchanging it in a factory, in a system that I didn't believe in. So that's where I said to myself, well, there's two options in life. It's either you follow or you create. And I said to myself that it was time to create a new school where we are talking about passion, talent, quality of life, and having an impact on the society. So my end game is to build schools. But to do that, you need a foundation, you need a network.
Yeah.
So that's where I started investing in real estate. When I wanted to start, they told me, you're too young, people won't pay, it's not a good business, there's risk. But sometimes where is fear, that's exactly where you need to go.
No risk, no reward.
That's it. So I started investing at 22, buying a condo without telling my parents, living at my mom's house and collecting rent without her even knowing it. And today I own 116 units and it's still growing the portfolio. And I have my business, Solutions Succès real estate group, which is basically coaching people, telling them, yes, you can. Money doesn't exist. It's just about understanding the leverage. Mm-hmm. And real estate is a great effect. And as a teacher, I'm able to help people understand those concepts, but also taking action, which is one of the main things that people, they know that real estate sounds nice. They probably want to, but they're not ready to take action. Either they don't have the knowledge or they have the fear. So that's where I come into place to help them. I'm also an active investor. As I'm talking to you today, I just got a text with a new accepted offer on a 5-unit. So we're buying almost every month.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So that's the whole scheme. I also started car rental, short term.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, I'm a hustler. I like the entrepreneurial side, but always to add value and increase quality of life for people around me.
Mm-hmm.
So as working in a school, I realized that we're so built to work alone, but it shouldn't be like that. We should be helping each other and building together. Because if you want to fight, I won't fight you with one finger. I'll put my 5 fingers together to hit you and be strong.
Right.
So that's my philosophy. So Yes, hustle, but hustle together and smarter.
Well, I think that's a good point, because if you look at the educational system that is, prevalent here in the Western world, whatever you want to call it, it's sort of set up to push the capitalist agenda, but not necessarily for the average everyday people. What I mean by that is we're conditioned from a young age to essentially just grow up to be cogs in a machine, right? Where they don't tell you in school, like maybe in kindergarten they tell you can be an astronaut or the president or whatever the case may be. But the reality is what school in our society is doing is essentially training you to just be, again, another part of the mechanism that pushes capitalism forward, that really only benefits the top of the pyramid, whereas most of us unfortunately are going to land at the bottom of the pyramid, and we're conditioned for that from a very early age.
I agree 100%. Let's say at elementary school, right at a young age, even kindergarten, the teacher will tell you, hey, the weekend is coming. They're already putting a foundation in your mind that there's only 2 days to have fun and enjoy life.
Exactly.
But 5 days of hard work and school. But you're 5. You're just having fun with your friends. You can live the best life every day. But as we grow older, even the top of the mountain, of the top of the capitalism system, all we want to do is go back to that young age to be able to live our dreams. But yet our school system doesn't show us that. It just shows us to have good grades, to compare each other. And if we don't feel that same mold, that we're not good enough. I was told in high school that I was asking too many questions, that I was having too much energy, that I needed to sit down and do my things alone. And then you realize, hey, you're 7 years old, you're in 2nd or 3rd grade. You're scared to raise your hand just to say something, because if you're not right, that's bad. You get a bad mark. And then you have to do your exam alone. You cannot look at someone that has that strength to help you. That's cheating. So we're not developing anything that will be able to help us grow in this society.
Exactly.
Which is be able to fight through fears and be able to learn from mistakes, because that's where we learn as entrepreneurs. And also by working together, not trying to be the best at everything. Life told me that, listen, even if you work harder than anyone, you cannot be the best at everything. Find your strength, exploit them, and then find other people that has the same values, the same mindset, and grow with them.
You need a machine. You need a team that's on the same page as you, and they're always trying to elevate each other. And like you said, you can't do everything by yourself. You know what I mean?
No, and I think you brought up a good point about the weekend, which is, if you look at society right now, again, depression is higher than it's ever been. There's so many people, honestly, like as an adult, almost everybody I know is on some sort of medication for whether it's depression, anxiety, whatever the case may be. And you start to ask yourself why that is. And I think there's a couple of factors, but a lot of it is financial. One, that you're not making enough money to really live the life you want to live. And two, like you said, you're living your entire life for those 2 days a week. You're literally going through life just, I can't wait for the weekend. I can't wait to go on vacation for a week a year, 2 weeks a year, 3 if you've been there for 20 years, you know what I mean? But it's like, that's not, as human beings, that's not what we're conditioned to do. From like a physiological standpoint, we're not meant to sit in a chair for 8 hours a day, 40 hours a week, and just look forward to those 2 days a week where we can do whatever it is we want to do. And the reality is, Saturday you while out a little bit, Sunday what are you doing? You're getting ready for the week. So it's really 1 day a week if you look at it,
I think our wealth is time, and we're getting trapped at thinking it's money. So by the time that you realize that you have 168 hours per week, and we all have the same time, whether you're Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, or us, we have the same time. But now we're so conditioned to exchange that wealth for money that we forget about our dreams, passion, talent. Like, how can we raise this society? And it becomes harder and harder for people to understand it. And then you hit 65. You're hoping to retire to gain your time. But what do you have now? You have $2,000 a month of retirement to do what? Pay your taxes, pay your mortgage that is left, or your rent, and then where are all those dreams that when you were young you were trying to reach them?
Exactly.
So I think we as adults that see different, that us talking together is starting a new path, maybe for others. And by listening to those podcasts or be around people like that, we can change that. We only need 1%, right? 1% of the whole population to have a real impact.
Yeah.
But those 1% need to be talking together. But yet, our system doesn't want that. They don't want us
Of course
to be
they
there.
don't. Of course they don't. Of course they don't.
And I'm not trying to work
Start
till
a
I'm
communist
65 years old and then after relax at 65 and finally get to enjoy life. You know what I mean? You want to enjoy life as a young
Well,
man.
how much life can you really enjoy
at
when you know what I
65?
mean? If you're lucky, you're gonna live to 75 in our world
That too,
right now.
that's what I was boggled my mind is that everybody is working towards that goal. So when they're old, they can retire and finally get to explore the world, enjoy life, do things that they really want to do. But at that point, if you really think about it, your life is over.
Yeah.
Your life is over, and you've been that worker bee for so many years, just constantly working 8 hours a day, doing overtime, and then finally you're zapped out.
And I mean, let's be honest too. You know, with the middle class shrinking the way that it is, the retirement age is going up. It's not really 65 anymore. Now it's getting to be 70, 72. A lot of people are retiring later on, and not by choice. You know,
And if we go to the fact of money, with the inflation and the money that you earn by saving, you just getting poorer and poorer every day. But people don't even realize it. You know why? Because they don't teach us about finance.
no, they don't.
We get out of school, we have a diploma, accounting, a lawyer, but we don't know what's a credit bureau. We don't know what's a balance sheet.
That's true.
So by those concepts, not in school, I'm asking myself, well, how can we raise a society where everybody is happy and enjoying their life if we don't even give them the right tools? We're just controlling the information and the tools that we want them to use. And then they just run up to the rat race and they're chasing money all the time.
I totally agree.
100%.
What are some tips that you can give to somebody that's just like they don't even know where to begin in the whole real estate investing and everything like that? Like, how do I get into the game?
So I would say, first of all, you need to understand the concepts of real estate. You need to learn. You need to be able to surround yourself with people in the game. So I would say to someone who wants to start to ask himself or themselves, why are you starting? You need to know what's your end game. Before talking about real estate, stocks, crypto, or any kind of investing, investing is making money work for you, not having to exchange your time. This is one concept. So we can earn money by being an employee, self-employed, build a business, or invest. If we're talking about investing, it's making money work for you with time. But once you get that million, 2 millions, 11 millions if you need them, what you going to do with your time? Because your time is your wealth. So the first thing is to know what's your end game and why you're doing it. Once you did that, you need to know your profile as an investor. What kind of risk you want to manage? What type of properties are we looking at? There's so many different ways you can invest in real estate. So that's where I would start, but get educated. Get educated, find a mentor. There's a lot of stuff for free that you can get even on YouTube, on podcasts like that. But also, I have my business, Solutions Succès Real Estate Group.
Plug
If you
it,
need
plug
anything,
it, plug it.
Yeah, you just go on my website, solutionsuccès.com. We take a 30 minutes, we break it down, the concept, we look at what you need, where you at, and where you want to go. And if we can work together, I'll be happy to be a mentor for anyone that wants to start.
Excellent. Yeah.
That's fire.
As far as I know, there's different laws throughout Canada and throughout the United States. What is it in Quebec? Do you need to have like diploma to get into real estate, or you just need to have some knowledge and money?
To be honest, you don't even need money.
You don't even need
because
money.
money doesn't exist. It's just based on debt. But what you need, to be honest, is a good credit score, a balance sheet that could be presented to a banker, and somebody that can help you and understand those concepts.
And what's
After
a balance
that-
sheet? What's the balance sheet?
The balance sheet is the sheet that says what you have in bank or what's your value and what debts you have. So that balance sheet will tell a banker, even if you have a credit bureau, can I trust you by lending you money?
Right.
And once you understand, let's say that a 5-unit and up considered commercial can be financed only by the revenues of the property, doesn't matter if you earn $25,000, $30,000, $45,000 or $60,000 a year. It's about a business. It's about revenues and expenses.
Okay.
So once you understand all those concepts, now maybe someone will tell me, well, Thierry, I don't have the funds. I don't have the cash down. I'll tell you, okay, well, let's find that cash down together. Why can't we leverage somewhere? Why can't we work with a partner? It's all about knowing why you're doing it, then just create the plan and take action. Because most people are not taking actions.
Yeah.
They have the ideas, but they don't take actions. Why? Because they don't have the knowledge or they're scared.
Yeah.
Basically, all my clients, it's usually the same. At the first call, I usually get the same answers. Money, fear, knowledge. Those are the three factors. And I'm here to help them do that.
Awesome. I think a lot of people are going to be hitting you up, including myself. We're going to talk some more about real estate and investing and all that good stuff. That schooling that you were talking about, it's not the traditional kind of school that we're
No.
talking about, right?
No, we're talking about a private school which has an educational plan which is alternative. It exists in Quebec. We have some schools, but my philosophy is really different. Like, it's all based on growing the potential of the students. How we do that? We take their passion, we develop their talent, we help them find the quality of life that they want, and they have to add value to society. But we integrate that into the community. The school, for me, cannot work beside the community. You cannot live something in the school and then get out of the school and life is completely different.
Yeah.
It has to be a whole scheme. So that's my main purpose. So let's say we would grow some tomatoes and make that tomato sauce that will be in our spaghetti sauce in the cafeteria that will be run by the students.
Right.
So it's all a philosophy where everything is based not on grades, on behavior, on not the result, but the process. So everything that we have so far, I think could be adapted in a different way. Why are we still sitting in rows and chairs, just like in 1800s when we were starting to train people for factories? This is where
Industrial
our
revolution. 100%.
yeah, this is where our school system starts.
You're right.
So I have a student, I'm a high school teacher active today. I have a student that has an iPhone 13 in his hand, but yet my school system is still based on 1800s. It doesn't make sense, but yet it's not that it doesn't make sense. Once you grow up and you understand the system, they want that.
It's
That's
conditioning.
what they want.
It's
They want to
conditioning.
condition people that way. So I said to myself, I can't be a teacher in that system and have a little bit impact. I want it bigger. So just like McDonald's, I want to take over the world with real estate. So basically, it's a real estate plan where a school will be inside. So the first one will be l'École de la Vie. Right now, we're looking in Repentigny, in Quebec. Then the next one would be in the States, School of Life. The third one would be in Mexico, Escuela de la Vida.
Nice.
And once I conquer North America, I can go to any country and tell them, listen, I have the best school in North America. Would you want one in your country? So that's how I see I can change society. We're all going to die, guys. It's not about money. It's all about relations and memories. And that's what I want to leave on earth. School where a kid could start from a situation like mine. Single mother raised, broke, and be able to chase their dreams for real. And in a community where everyone wants to grow.
That's it's an amazing thing, especially doing it throughout North America, Mexico as well, giving people the tools to better themselves. And once you dominate that market and you're able to go global with it, I see big, big things in the future, especially since you have your whole layout planned. You have the game plan from A to Z, sort of, and it's just a matter of making it happen.
Yeah, it's all about actions every day, constantly. If you have a dream, you can sleep on it or you can work on it every day, every second, every moment. So that's my mindset. A lot of the things that I do, I'm saying to my athletes, I coach basketball, I referee basketball. I'm always involved with people. I love to have social contacts. And people usually tell me, well, how do you do that? Like, how do you do everything you do? I say two things. I manage my time, which is my wealth, my 168 hours that we all have the same. And the next one is I take action every day. I'm committed. My mindset is straightforward to my goals and objective, and I won't stop till I get it done. So if today I I'm telling you that I want to build schools in every country, just like McDonald's, I really want to do it. And I will take actions every day through that goal.
Yeah.
Whether I like it or not, if it's need to be done, I'll do it.
It's
So
discipline. You're disciplining
It's
yourself.
discipline, but it's also, and it's again, I want people to realize, to bring it back to what I said before, is that when you're waking up every day and doing things that you want to do and doing things that you love to do, as opposed to waking up every day and doing things that you're forced to do, you're gonna have a lot more vitality. You're gonna have a lot more energy. You're just gonna be a happier person to begin with. I mean, not to keep ranking on depression, but it is a prevalent issue, especially with the winter coming. It's starting, and people wake up at 5 a.m. to go sit in traffic for an hour and a half to go to a job that they fucking absolutely hate, to sit in another hour and a half to come home. You know what I mean? And you wonder why everybody's fucking miserable. I mean, we have a young gentleman here who he's chasing his dreams. He's doing what he wants to do in life, and I gotta think that just gives you more energy every single day. Like, how are you able to do all of these things and still have time? It's because you love what you're doing. You want to do it. You know what I mean? And that's a key. That could be the gem right there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Definitely. You also said manage your time wisely. Is there anything that for you would be a hindrance? That's something that if Netflix is on, like, totally turn it off. What affects your focus, basically?
My focus starts with this.
With the phone.
So 5 a.m. up, and the quote in my alarm is "Wake up while they sleep."
Yeah.
Okay.
Do
like
what nobody
like
does to get what everybody wants. The math is simple. It's just not taught. So wake up at 5 gives me at least 2 or 3 hours more than anyone else, times 7. So it's at least 21 hours per week.
Yeah.
That's big.
That's almost
so now,
An extra day right there.
yeah. So now people are telling me, "Oh, you find time to work out?" Yes, at 6 a.m. every day, I'm in the gym. No excuses. Whether it's hot, cold, rain, even if the moon is not there that day or the sun, I'm in the gym. 7:30, cold shower.
Schedule.
5 minutes. It's a routine.
Okay.
It's integrated. And once 7:30 hits, I'm ready to skyrocket the world. But yet, I'm in a factory where I see teachers, principals, students, shoulders down, not even knowing what they're doing there. Not a smile, nothing. So I'm like, you know what? If I can inspire just one kid every day in my classes, in my basketball team, in my refereeing skills, if I can impact just one people, that's going to impact one, maybe we can do different. But the key for me is waking up early to make sure you max out your time. After that is planning. I take 1 hour every Sunday morning to plan my 168 hours coming up to make sure that my priorities are set. After that, if there's time left and it's 9, yes, maybe I'll watch an NBA game or maybe I'll catch a Netflix. But I could tell you, and you can ask Mona, the TV, I still don't have the remote. We haven't touched the TV in about 6 months because my dreams are so much bigger. It's like my movie. I'm leaving my movie.
Right.
Instead of being on the couch and listening for 5, 6, 7 hours a day, episodes of another life that doesn't even suit me. So that's how I see it. So wake up early, train your mind, train your body. I listen to a lot of podcasts also to stay motivated because sometimes you can have it down. It's normal. We're all humans. But at having all that fed in my brain in the morning, going to the gym, taking my cold shower, that's my recipe for success. And planning your time. It's your wealth. It's not money. It's really time.
You're actually taking advantage of something called an agenda. Like, a lot of people see these things, you buy them, but nobody actually writes anything in it for the week. This is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to do. But you have your shit down pat. So everybody needs to get a structure, basically. Follow that structure. Be persistent. Have determination, dedication to what you're doing. And things are going to work out in life. Maybe. Depends what you're doing, you know?
You need a plan.
Yeah.
You cannot go and build a house without a plan. It doesn't work. So if you have your objective, your end game set, then you have your plan. Then it's up to you now to put something to make sure you're accountable. So get a mentor, get a coach, get a friend that has the same values and the same mindset for you to be accountable. Because as I'm talking to you, I put a lot of pressure on myself. And by doing that every day, I inspire people to do so. But then I have that pressure to always over deliver on myself to be up. And it's just a positive way to be able to continue every day.
You hold yourself accountable.
Yeah.
Was there ever a point what was that turning point? I know you said the coming up was a little rough and everything, but what was that turning point that actually said, I want to get into this? Was it somebody you saw, somebody that told you something?
Actually, it started when I was in university or end of CEGEP. I was working 3 jobs. I was sub-teaching at the school. I was a credit analysis at Desjardins. And I was a personal trainer at Nautilus Plus. So I always had the mindset that extra work would be rewarded. So I was always working more than anybody else. So let's say I was 19, 20, we would go out, get to a club, The next morning, I was the guy up at 6 a.m. going to work at 7 while everybody else was sleeping or just chatting about who saw who and whatever. So I did that. And at one point, I had 3 jobs. I was finishing my bachelor. And I woke up one day and my left eye keep clinging by himself. That was my trigger to say, whoa. Yes, you're exchanging your time for money. You have a bit more than others at your age. This is not health. This is not life. I was a slave of chasing the money. If you have read Rich Dad Poor Dad, that's the rat race. So yes, I had some savings, but then I realized my health wasn't good and my savings weren't growing as fast as inflation. And then I had that, okay, no, this doesn't work. I stopped everything for 3 days and I just listened to books about how to invest, and I knew that real estate was one thing. And it started like that. It started by my body telling me, Thierry, you're smart, but now you're just working hard. You're not working smart. And that was the trigger. When my left eye was shaking by himself, I was like, no, this is not going to happen.
Overworking yourself right there.
Yeah, and that's where I stop listening to fishes and start looking at people that were running. I found some mentors. I networked about real estate, find my first opportunity, took action without the broker, without my mom's approval. I just did it. I went to the notary. I signed. I had my first tenant, and it just started like that. And it triggered myself. Hey, you can do it. You can be 22 years old, staying at your mom's house, and collect rent. And once you collect your first rent the first of the month, and you're telling yourself that I got a debt that is paid by someone who exchanges his time for something that he probably doesn't like, it changes all your perspective of life. So right now, that's my mindset. You have 2 choices the first of the month. Either you pay or you collect. I said to myself, I'm going to collect.
Bam.
I like that right there. Speaking of being a 22-year-old and getting your first property, did you ever have an issue with a tenant that nobody wants to pay or something like that? Or it's been smooth sailing the whole way?
You have 2 choices in life. Either you look at your glass empty, half empty, or half full. I always see life half full. I'm a positive guy. So I said to myself, once a situation happens, if there's a problem, there's a solution. That's why Solutions Succès, real estate group. So when I started, I took a tenant, which was an old lady. So she took care of the condo just like it was hers. No noise, no nothing, always paid. I had the checks in time. The only job I had to do, to be honest, is putting that check into my bank account the first of the month. That was my only thing. It was brand new. My second acquisition, I left my mom's house and I said to myself, I wasn't going to pay. People need to pay where I live. So I found a duplex that was a triplex. So I did the conversion, got a great upper value, and I was basically living out of those 2 tenants paying for my mortgage. And then I was working as a teacher. I was in charge of sports. I was making a good salary. So I felt back into the trap of the rat race. I was making about 100K per year. I'm 25. I have a car of the year. I have 2 properties. But guess what? No, you're still doing the same. 100K brut is net 55. Our biggest expense is impôt, taxes. And I said to myself, whoa, it doesn't work anymore. And then I got back into real estate, getting another duplex. And from that day, a lot of people were asking me, how do you do this? I started coaching people, and that's where I just never stop and look back. So, yeah, I would say, yes, I had 2 or 3 tenants that maybe didn't have the privilege to understand concept of life and helping and be accountable. So they had to leave. We did the procedures, but you know what? It's part of the
game.
life. And in 116 units today, if I only had 2, what's that? That's not even 2%, 3%.
It's like 1%.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's good. The fact that you didn't have any problems with tenants, and I'm pretty sure you do your homework on who you're.
That's
getting
what
to
I was
stay.
about to say. It's all about, again, yet the actions and the homework. Before you get in a new tenant, people just want to do the minimum effort. First one that comes, they want to sign, they offer you some cash money, you take it. No, do your due diligence. You have to fill out a form. I look at the form. Where do you work? How much money do you earn? Does that fit the rent that you're looking for?
Yeah.
Then, where were you renting before? What kind of apartment was it? Can I get a call with the owner? Which that can also be tricky, because if he doesn't like him and he wants him to go, he's going to tell you.
Yeah.
Check the employer. And then credit bureau check. If everything has been made in your homework, yes, any human being can change, life can happen, but if you do your homework honestly, people need a roof. People need to live. We're in the basic of life, security. Anyone needs a roof. That's why I love real estate. You have capitalization, you have plus value, you have the leverage, you have the cash flow, and you can run it as a business. I choose my tenants. I choose my materials. I choose when I want to renovate this unit, if I want to create that open space, where I want to put this. So there's so many advantages to real estate compared to other investments. So that's why my game is into real estate. I truly believe in not putting all your eggs in one thing. So even in real estate, I have chalet locatif, I have some rooms to rent, I have multifamily. Like, I try to diversify, but not also in real estate. Crypto also a bit, car rental that I started a few months ago. So yeah, I'm an entrepreneur and I like to add value. And guys, if you add value, you'll get paid. That's how it works.
As far as you said, you just started a car rental business,
Yeah.
short-term car rental. What are you renting these cars for? Is it
It's
leisure, luxury? Is it?
I have one. So basically, I have 3 cars. We're looking for the 4th one in 2011. It started when I left to Mexico this summer. So I was like, I can't just leave my car doing nothing. So I bought a Tesla and I put it on the market just to see what can happen. And then I got an opportunity to buy another car, an Infiniti 2017. So I had 2 cars and I saw that the cash flow was good. But the game is with cars, once you buy it, it decreases the value. It's not like real estate. So you have to plan it right away. So I said to myself when I came back, okay, I like the model. So I ordered a new Tesla for 2022. I bought a Hyundai. I sold the Infiniti because I saw that the potential of growth wasn't that good with the year and the mileage. So I switched that to finance a Hyundai Sonata and a Audi A5. So right now I have 2 vehicles rented all the time that are running. When I'll leave back in December, I'll put back the Tesla and I'll get a new one in 2022.
Okay, cool. Is that like a Turo concept or like?
Yeah, right now I'm working with Turo, but I want to start my own, maybe a car rental business aside if I can get the insurance and maybe a dealership anytime soon. There's electric cars that are the new boom.
Yeah.
So maybe try to like come with the project that people will need in 20 years, which is an electrical garage or stuff like that.
Smart.
Yeah, so that's where I'm aiming now for the car business. I believe in essential services. Real estate, because you need to have a roof. Car business, because you need to transport yourself. And most likely electrical, because that's what's coming. And I would probably love to get into food also.
I was gonna say that because you need
That's
to
the-
eat. It's life, it's sustenance. So that's the only thing that you left out.
If ever someone in listening this podcast has any opportunities for food business, I'm more than open to
Look,
discuss.
for the food business, because I was in the food business. I had a restaurant for about 2 years.
Okay.
I had the wrong partners. I'll put it that way. If I would have had better partners, the experience probably would have been way better, and we probably would have still had the restaurant till this day. But I can say that it's very fucking tough. It's stressful. The fact that you have things that expire, they're going bad next week. So that's the thing with the restaurant business. You're working with produce that doesn't stay good for over a long period of time.
But you know what? Yet again, you said one thing.
And it's also alcohol that you make your money off.
Yeah,
It's the alcohol sales.
But you said one thing. I didn't have the proper partners.
Exactly.
The challenges will be there in any investment, any business, anything. If you have the right partners, you can make great. And as far as getting to business with partners, make your homeworks on your partners before you get into business.
For sure.
Especially if
Because
they're friends that
Yes.
you've known for a long time.
friends, family, blood doesn't mean anything in business. In business, you need the values, the heart, and the proper mindset, and you need to complete each other. That's what I would say to any of my clients or anyone. Make your homeworks on your partners. And not just for business. Make sure you have a contact with their family. How are they talking to their wives, their husband, their children? Like, get to know that person to make sure that you can fit and complete each other long term, because a business is just like a marriage. And once you start it, if it doesn't go well, yes, make your papers. Rule number 1, don't fuck with money. Rule number 2, put a paper to make sure you don't fuck up rule number 1.
Yeah.
But yet again, you want to avoid those things. Yes, you're going to write your draft, your papers, but they're going to be in a drawer. And you never want to pull them out. But if it does happen,
No, they're there.
they're there and you're prepared. But yes, partners are key to success in business. And knock on wood, so far, I have great partners and I'm looking to continue growing with them.
Like, I think we've talked about everything that we've talked about is basically stuff that you're doing in the future and you're doing currently. Because normally we ask a guy, so what's in the future? What do you have in store? You've been telling us everything you have in store. Is
The
there anything
schools.
else that we forgot to talk about?
It's guys, it's all about the schools. My end game is really to build schools. So I'm looking in the next 3 years to have the first school in Quebec, then to move on to the States to do the second one, and then to Mexico for the third one. So in the next 10 years, I hopefully have North America conquered, and then I attack any country that is willing to open his eyes on the educational system, because it's the base of what we do, right? And we, as far as, let's say I take my mom, my family, I cannot blame them. They gave me the best they could with the knowledge that they have. But in my generation, in our generation, I think it's time for us to raise that standard with new knowledge, new mindset, to be able to do the same for what's coming. Because the youth is what's going to take care of us at some point.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what? This is my end game, schools. Inspire people, helping people every day of my life.
Make an impact. We're getting to that time of the show that you pick up that gem over there.
Which one?
The gem. Do you see that diamond right there?
Yeah.
You pick it up, you hold it up to the camera, and you give us a little bit of wisdom. That camera's looking at you, so you're good. Don't worry about it. So give us a little bit of wisdom. You've already been dropping so many gems.
Yeah,
so
the whole episode has been a gem.
I don't know where to fucking start with that. So just give us the ultimate gem that you think everybody should know to help their hustle.
I think it has to start by you finding your why. You need to understand why you're waking up every day. You need to understand, once you open your eyes, why are they open? Once you find that, after that you can structure the plan and put all energy and effort on that. But I find that most people don't have that why. They wake up and they don't know why they're waking up. Once you find your real why, your real reason why you want to be on this earth, I think that's the first thing to do. Once you did that, the rest is just about hard work. It's about mentality. It's about surrounding yourself with the right people. But it starts by knowing why. If you don't know why, there's nothing to do.
You heard him. Find your why, people. You got to find your why, what you want to do in this life, and you'll become successful, hopefully. Let's mention where we can find Solutions Success, where we can find your Instagram, or where people can contact
Instagram,
you.
solution.success, or my website, www.solutionsuccès.com. So you can have directly access to my calendar, book a session with me, and then we can discuss about your objective, your dreams. In any matter, whether it's real estate, investing, entrepreneur, I'm open to connect with anyone I can help.
Awesome.
That's fire.
Yeah, you heard it right there. Thanks everybody for watching another episode of the Hustle Podcast. Thank you, Thierry, for coming onto the show.
Thanks for you guys.
And see you guys next episode.
Welcome everybody. Y'all ready for this? The Hustle. My name is Steve Armopoulos, and these are my co-hosts. I'm Talia. And I'm Thierrys. You may have heard me on radio. You may have never heard of me at all, but that's okay.
Y'all gon' learn today. Your whole life was a struggle, had to make it out the jungle. This is a show for you. Welcome to the hustle, under pressure that will break a fold. Keep chasing your goals until you blow. Now, welcome to the hustle. Take money, make money, build a future forever. Even in stormy weather, we execute for treasure. The grind is real, you know. Got the willpower, Terrence Howard, hustle and flow. Rain, sleet, or snow, the odds against me for sure. I kick down them doors